Hey, this is Scarlet Boy. Let's do some sword training. Alright, so this is what we call a Nikana. Specifically, this one is a Sepfin. You get it from Cetus, from Hawk. This is a heavy attack build. I do have a ribbon on it. It's not necessary to have a ribbon on it, but it just makes it a bit better. Killing Blow, heavy attack wind-up speed, heavy attack damage, critical damage, heavy attack wind-up speed, prime reach, sacrificial steel, prime fury. So all these things is for speed, reach, and corrosive for the Grenier. It's got really good critical chance. Without the ribbon, it's still at 108 sacrificial steel. So you're still at 100%. Don't really need it. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's nice. I do have an Exodia on it. Status effect. On status effect, 50% chance to deal 200% weapon damage to enemies within 6 meters. It just gives it a bit better clearing power. So like when I do a heavy attack, it also does that damage to someone I did not hit, which is nice. This video is basically about melee. So we're gonna go ahead and put some Grenier ladies out there, the heavy gunners, the corrupted heavy gunners, level 125. And a heavy attack, for most weapons, is kind of like a close-up thing. The Sepfin, the Nikanas, like all Nikanas, have this kind of lunging motion. And so from here, I should be able to hit this target. Alright. Yeah. From here, should I be able to hit this target? No. So basically, like, as long as I'm not really far away, I'll be able to hit them. However, there is a way to bypass this and even go further than the point that you want to reach if it's too far. Like, say you got an Eximus coming up and you're like, oh, I gotta get rid of them as soon as possible. I don't want that kind of problem. You can do what is called a scoot. It's not this is not a scoot. This is a slide. This is a roll. So it's the same button, but you want to kind of slightly press it. It takes a little bit of practice. It's like a gradual press, but it's very quick. So when you get it right, it'll kind of look like a little boost in your, like someone pushed you, just a little bit. So yeah. And when you do a heavy attack, there is a energy bloom that kind of happens before you slam down. And right at that point is when you want to press it. So usually, this would be too far, right? But with the scoop, I went further than that. I also killed 3 people. Oh wait, no, is that 4? Well, they're not dead, but they got the splash damage of the Exodia. Still good. It's pretty good. So someone's too far. That doesn't always hit because sometimes with the way that it does diagonal slashes, sometimes it hits at the end, or sometimes it can hit someone beside it. You're actually more likely to hit more people by going in between. And there's not always gonna be people standing in this, this kind of way, but if there are, then yeah. So you can also use the scoot in any direction. You can even use it to regain your position. So you can even go around. You can even use it to do a backflip. Go back to guard. That one takes a little bit more practice to be able to go right back to guard afterwards. Like that. You kind of have to go from the scoot right back to guard without pressing the analog, because if you do, then you kind of have to put it back to original position. Takes a little bit more practice. If I don't do the scoot, then I'll just stay there. And I'll have to walk away or something. Or you can like roll. You can still roll away. It's just, you get a lot more distance. I just think it's an overall better way to do a heavy attack. You can do this with pretty much any weapon. You just have to build it for speed. Wind up speed. So as long as it's fast, you're not always going to get the same amount of distance. It just does depend on the heavy attack. Like, see, the two-handed Nikana is going to be more like a twirling horizontally. So you will be able to go a little bit, but it's not like a step forward. Like, say, the Reaper Prime or this, or sometimes the fists as well. But I use this. This is my favorite. I don't think I'm ever really going to change who I use. I love Ash. I like the way he looks. Yeah, this is my shit. What? Okay, so also, I would like to talk to you guys about aerial heavy attacks. So, if you do this, aim glide, put your best foot forward. That's my best foot. Look at it. And you can do a heavy attack at the same time. If you do a regular jump, do this heavy attack. Like, say you do a bullet jump, heavy attack, double jump, you can do another one, which is really nice. Also, during that time, you're guarding, so you're blocking stuff, which is very nice. You also have to, like, kind of know where their heads are at. It's also a head. It's a, oh my god. A headshot. How can I talk? It's a headshot when you're above them like that. So it's gonna do a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah. So it does its job. Not a lot of people know that. I've never really seen anyone do it. I just kind of figured it out. I was just like, I wonder if I can do a heavy attack in the air. And then I just tried to do it like this. Oh, that's a slam. And then so I tried doing a slide. I was like, oh, if I could like propel myself forward and do a heavy attack, that would even be better. And that's what ended up working. So it does depend also what stance you're using. What kind of other maneuvers you can do. Like for Blind Justice, you got that thrust forward, which is incredibly great. Can get you caught under stairs. It's great. Ramps, these aren't really stairs. I know what stairs are. This is a ramp. Okay. There's also a different method into doing just regular aerial attacks. So you got the regular one where you can just like, you can aim glide as well and do that. Stay in the air for just a little bit. But if you hold the analog away from where your crosshair is, you can thrust forward, which is nice. Kind of gain some ground. And especially with a build that I have with him, with silence, it's kind of great too. I can just stagger people while hitting them and just kind of go across and reproc it. And I have very low range, So it happens within just a little bit of distance. So I can like reproc it pretty fast. Headache again. And another headache. And you're calling out of work. Also, finishers. So, open up the finishers is nice. And that is pretty much it for the heavy attacks. In practice, it's even more fun. So let's go ahead and awaken the ladies. Shoot, ladies. Like, seriously, shoot. Okay. So, blocking is going to be manual. I'm going to have to be holding down guard. I have a 55-degree angle for blocking. So if I go outside that, like, say, a right angle, I'm going to get shot. So, I need to block. Also, I have the mod that lets me stagger the enemies that I block bullets from at I think it's a 40% chance, and stun at a 10% chance. Stun is a lot longer than a stagger. So I do kind of want to herd them in a way. You're not really going to always have these open rooms. Sometimes you'll just have like corridors, which is actually a lot easier to be able to guard. So this is kind of a weird setup, unless like you're in an open world setting. This is like an open world kind of training. See, with that, I really do want to be able to go back to guarding after a heavy attack. Because I'm at 196 life right now. I do a rolling guard. I'll be able to get my health back because I got my Daiku set up for healing. They're a little bit too spread out right now. So I kind of want to get into the lower area of problems. But anyway, go ahead and roll. Silence. My health back. Launch somebody across the room. So if I ever at any point want to bring out my throwing daggers or bow, I can't really have them out at the same time. So I won't be able to guard. So I have to re-initiate my melee weapon. Which will make me auto guard, which is nice. So I can just walk around, make sure my crosshair is pointed at the area of fire, and I will block it. I can also, throw some. But I have to get it back out. I cannot forget that. See, if I throw it, and then I think I'm going to block again, that's not going to happen. I will die. But it is nice, like, say, if I want to get out my bow, and they're kind of far away, I'm still going to get some fire. And I point my bow where I want to hit, and say I stagger someone. I can shoot, get out my weapon again, and block. Not exactly sure how much damage it's doing, but something must be wrong. I didn't proc any slash whatsoever on that. Nope, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, this is about melee, so keep it that way. Yeah, so it's kind of complicated when when you're trying to switch from rifle to weapon. So I usually like to just stick to manual because it keeps me on my toes and I don't have to say, oh wait, oh yeah, that's the... Oh, I have my bow out still, even though I was using my melee. So I usually primarily doing that. Also, finishers are nice when you have silence on. And you can also do the teleport augment, or you can just do teleport with Ash. I just prefer this because it stuns them a lot longer. It's just really great. Yeah. For melee users, silence is just incredible. Also, I like to do this thing with these, where I, after a aerial spin slash, I like to use my kunai. It makes me feel really good. Makes me feel like a ninja. So like, I'll go ahead and pause. Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and pause them, just to show you this little cool trick that I like to do. To do that, they're like floating in the air. I do a double jump, and then I can just rain it down. And they die incredibly easy after 10 procs of corrosive. Like, it's like really fast. So that's like no armor. Like, this makes the game incredibly easy. I don't really use it that often because I still like doing the guarding and heavy attack builds. I do like the combos. Like, I do like this with Blind Justice, where you kind of like launch people. It doesn't always work because, you know, it's really strong. It's a really strong weapon. I know they're stunned right now, but I mean, even if they weren't, it would just be game over. As you can tell. Yeah. So most of the video, I was just kind of showing you how it would work. But, you know, if I just kind of went all in. Do some silence. Hi. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things you can do with heavy attacks, melee builds. Yeah. I hope you guys learned something. If you didn't, that's okay. But if you did, that's so great. Whee! I do want to go over just one thing, just because this is one of my first videos. I mainly use this Ash build. I really like his setup, his colors. I like the way he looks beside him. He looks a little darker here, honestly, but let you guys know if you want to see anything else, and hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. Hope you use it. Alright. Bye. Scarlet Boy out.